Hey folks, it's Mad Rabbit and in Dwarf Fortress again. This is a little bit of a post footage commentary. This episode is going to be obviously a little shorter, if you can see about video length, and because I made a huge mistake. But I'll show you this first. Read that. That's the Forgotten Beast that came in. He has some flame properties. So I was a little bit nervous. That's why I started the episode when this happened. I was nervous he was going to path into the base somehow through the lava. So let me explain to you what happened in the video. You'll see him kind of flaming here, and I was sort of thinking he could path in potentially, but that's sort of how he started out. So this will just sort of be the highlights of what footage I shot the other day. What ended up being maybe 30 minutes long the episode. Wow. So we have to condense it down because I had no audio. That was the problem. There was no audio. I went and plugged my earphones in. I think I plugged them in the wrong spot. I hit the record button, didn't test it out, and that's what ended up happening. A bunch of footage with no audio whatsoever because I didn't test it out to see whether the audio was working. Great. So a lot of little things happened as you can see here. First big problem was some idiot people keep pathing over the water. That's one of my people there fell in when the water thawed, or well, basically the ice thawed into water, and he fell right in. So that was our first death, and the rest of this is really it was kind of boring anyway to watch because the thing is, it was just basically me building everything, and yeah, it really wasn't all that fun to watch. So then towards the end of all of it, Vile Force of Darkness. That was the worst possible thing we could have had happen to us. In the midst of building all this stuff way close to the edge, and you see right there, they popped in right there near the door. Right next to a guy, right next to a mason, which I did not want to lose. A bunch of guys were fishing up in the other area too, about 5 or 6 of them, and a little north from him. But they were all over the place, and there were a couple other people like caught outside basically throughout this whole endeavor. So that was the problem. We lost people. I was able to minimize it because they chased after those people that were right there, and I just basically accepted the fact I had to close that gate near him anyway, and they weren't going to get in there. So I went quickly in, pulled the levers, hit the alert. There were other people out. They thankfully made it in. As you can see, they basically went after him. It got pulled pretty quickly. Had a lot of idlers, and that was good when you have a lot of idlers and the levers get pulled quick. Obviously, a lot of cancellation orders because of all the different bridges and roads and walls we were doing. So when the siege lifts, I have to go in there and essentially redo it all. I finished off in this phase the roads. We were basically out of chert and diorite blocks, so a lot of this episode was me trying to basically catch up, and I had to stop at a lot of points and just let them build the blocks and stuff. So that's that's sort of what dragged the episode on anyway. So I left that front door open there as the siege went on, and I tried it. Yeah, I was gonna maybe let that one guy in, but I didn't think he was gonna make it. Some of those trolls hit the traps, and that was that. Big thing is we drove this siege away in record time. Well, it could have been quicker, but it was also bad timing. I had just done a big long trade session with the Dwarven Caravan, and they were kind of on their way out when this happened. So that was bad timing too, but I was a little bit nervous about this being a long siege and then having them trapped in the base because there was an offering to the kingdom in there, and I just really didn't want all their stuff, to be quite honest with you. I had too much stuff on the board. So when the doors got closed, they kind of just sort of swarmed around and thankfully walked into traps. This scared them off, as you can see there. And Basically, the siege broke itself because of that alone. I opened it up, the doors, and dudes started working on the bridges again, picking up a lot of the dead body parts. I claimed all that. And that was really about it for this episode. Siege broken, caravan was able to leave, thankfully. And the very last thing that happened, which you'll see in a few minutes here, once the siege like officially breaks, is that we were made I forget what it was, a county or a duchy. I think it was a county. You'll have to read it here. You'll see in a few minutes. Because once they get off the board, it pretty much just automatically happens when that offering goes in. So our baron was made into a duke, I think. Or maybe he was made into a count. I think it was a count. I always thought a baron was higher than a count, but whatever. We're a county now. I guess we're a count. Only thing he really demanded was one more extra chest, which that's fine. We'll supply that. I don't know if we'll be made into the capital, but I was also working on some gold furniture in case we are, but that may come up. So that's pretty much the end of my footage here. Sorry for the short episode, my own stupid fault. And yeah, that's really about it. Might be doing on Steam sale I did buy Prison Architects. That might be coming up, another roguelike game. So keep an eye out for that. I don't know yet when I'll start that, but that's it. Adios.